Now it is done. Om Gurur Brahma Gurur Vishnu Gurur Devo Maheshwaraha Guru Sakshat Param Brahma Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Om Sadashiva Samarambham Shankaracharya Madhyamam Asmadacharya Paryandam Vande Guru Paramparam. Om.
Namaste, Swamiji. We have a question on the table today. So, in the Mandukya Upanishad, Om Ityedad Aksharam Idam Sarvam, then start with the Om and the word. And coincidentally, if you look at the Gospel of John, so it was saying that the same thing almost. If you look at that it's saying the beginning was the word, and the word was with the God, and word was the God. It is quite interesting that the Mahatmas are thinking, or they are seeing something similarly. Probably in the beginning it was only the word, and word was with the God. And Mandukya Upanishad say Om Ityeda Aksharam Idam Sarvam. And in the modern science, which eventually says that the Big Bang theory, out of nothing, this universe came into existence with a loud noise. So, can you please shed some light into the aspect how all these and the importance of Om, all these things?
We cannot limit a discussion on Omkara, Pranava. If we start discussing, it will go on and on. Because Pranava or the Omkara is the quintessence of Veda. It is the essence of Vedanta, as described in the Kathopanishad. Sarve Vedaha Yat Padamamanandi Tapamsi Sarvani Cha Yad Vadanti Yad Icchanto Brahmacharyam Charanti Tatte Padam Sangrahena Bravimi Om Ityetat. All the Vedas, Sarve Vedaha, all the Vedas. That means Rigveda, Yajurveda, Samaveda and Atharva Veda, with all its branches. And of course, Angas, that is Shiksha, Kalpa, Vyakaranam, Niruktam, Chandas and Jyotisham. And Upavedas. All these together constitute the Veda. So, Sarve Vedaha Yat Padamamanandi is explaining that Pada. Pada is many meanings are there. One meaning is this word. Pada is a word. So all the Vedas, which word all the Vedas are explaining, elaborating. Or another meaning of pada is sthana, a place, a goal, a spot. Pada is a food. Pada is the goal to which we are traveling. So many meanings are there. So what is that pada which is being explained by or elaborated by all the Vedas? Tapamsi sarvani cha yadvadanti. For attaining which all the austerities are being performed. And yadichando brahmacharyam charandi. With an intense desire to reach that, seekers are observing celibacy in their life. What is that? That is Omkara, Pranava. So it is the essence of Veda. I'm not going to explain the meaning of Pranava now. We can discuss that later. And this Pranava is considered as the beginning of everything, all the manifestations. And it is a symbol of the ultimate reality. And above being a symbol, it is the ultimate reality. It is the ultimate reality. There is many aspects connected with Pranava Upasana and all. We are not going to those aspects now. So Pranava is the essence of the Vedas. By Pranava, the absolute reality, the ultimate existence is meant. It represents the whole of sounds, all the sounds. Or we can say, perfectly it is representing all the sounds. So it is a sound. At the same time, it is the cause and it is the first effect. Let me repeat once more. It is the cause, being the ultimate reality. It is the cause of all manifestations, the basic cause. And at the same time, it is the first effect. That is, the order of manifestation is explained in the Vedas as from that absolute reality, first manifestation came as the space, and then air, then fire, then water, then the earth. So this is the order of manifestation. And so many permutations and combinations comes, and this gross universe manifest. So the first manifestation is, as per the sayings of Veda, is the space. That is Akasha. Akasha is the space. And what is the quality of Akasha? It is sound. It is sound. So sound Pranava is the basic cause as the Brahman or ultimate reality, and it represents, or it is the first effect or the first step of, or first stage of, or first manifestation when we are taking it as the quality of space. And our acharyas, they put forth many propositions, not conclusions, not inferences, propositions regarding the manifestation of the whole universe. There are many propositions. Roughly, we can call them as as vadas, some vadas. And amongst them, there is one vada, Spodavada. And this Spodavada, advocates of Spodavada says, there was a Spoda, and from the basic sound, all the creations or all the manifestations came as Spodas. This is only a proposition, not a accepted theory. No, everybody is not accepting that. But still, such a theory, such a proposition was there. Now, acharyas who lived in the earlier periods, not the acharyas of Bharat, others also, they knew about this. See, there are many similar aspects, or there are common bases. We can find such common bases in the earlier cultures. The basic tenets of Greek philosophy, the basic tenets of Sanatana Dharma. There are many things in common. Many things are similar. And see, the Bible, even though it is a text of later periods, the New Testament, I'm meaning New Testament, not the Old Testament. New Testament is a text of later periods, that is after Jesus Christ. Even the Old Testament, when we are comparing the period of Vedas, even now it is the Vedic period, that is another aspect. Or when we are considering the time of earlier Greek systems or philosophies or cultures or their epics, and when we are considering pre-Christian Roma culture or civilization, about Mayan and Inca we do not know much. Of course, there was the Babylonian, there was the Egyptian, there was the Mayan, there was the Inca. So many cultures were there, so many civilizations were there. And connected with them, there will be or there must be much flourished philosophies, because there must be a philosophical base for all other cultural growth. So they might have. We do not know much about them. We do not know much about them. But one thing, if we can go and learn, we will find there were so many similarities, there were so many common platforms, or there are or there were so many links in between, like strings in a chain. All these civilizations and cultures were having much common features. But the religions, the later developed religions, they disrupted everything. They destroyed the common fabric of the world. And they started constructing different islands, not the geographical islands I am saying, belief-based islands, watertight compartments, killings, wars, battles in the name of religion, all sorts of atrocities came. So let us come to the point. There were so many things in common. All the cultures of the civilizations of the world were sharing common platforms. That is one aspect. Another aspect is, when we are studying the New Testament, even though there is one reference in one of the uh, book in the New Testament regarding the childhood of Jesus Christ, there is nothing in detail. When he was a small kid, he went to synagogue with the parents, and he was lost. Where he was, the Bible is not explaining that. Yes, there is only one reference. There is one reference, I know that. He was he was sitting in the middle of, or the midst of teachers. Such a reference is there. But a big span of life passed, because he was a kid when he was lost. And thereafter we are seeing Jesus Christ with a long beard, and he was wearing dress just like the dress of the sannyasins, ekavastram, and he was teaching Vedanta. Just go and learn the teachings of Jesus Christ. It is nothing but Vedanta, especially those teachings which he gave to the inner circle of his disciples. When he gave sermons to them, he took them to solitary places, and from there he instructed them. From in the middle of the common people, he was teaching, or he was speaking in parables, tales and parables. That is the common feature of all the acharyas. And he was showing many siddhis. But to the inner circle of disciples, he taught Vedanta. So there's a chance. We cannot say for certain, but there's a chance. Jesus Christ learned Vedanta in his childhood. Because all the acharyas from Bharata, they were traveling all over the world and spreading Vedanta. Along with them, he could travel, he could have gone to or came to Bharat and learned. We do not know. We cannot say for certain. But what he taught was pure Vedanta. In no other written documents of other or written scriptures which are available now, there are no Vedanta teaching. Of course, in the Gnostic Bible, Gnostic Gospels, we are getting many teachings of Vedanta, the Gnostic Gospel. But that is not accepted by all. So there were so many common platforms, common bases. And this knowledge that sound was the very base of all creations, or it was the quality of the first element, which is space, that was known to them. And of course, from the teachings of Jesus, we are seeing in Matthew's, Marcos, then Luke, and John. In all the four sermons, we are studying the direct teachings of Jesus Christ. So it is there. And even in some parts of Old Testament, as far as my memory is saying, in the first sentence of Genesis itself, it is there. There was in the beginning there was sound. In the beginning there was sound. And in Matthew's we can study the sound was with God and so on. And what is this sound? Of course, in the beginning there was sound. What is that? To get a reply to that, we have to learn Vedanta. That word which was there is Omkara. And many versions were there for the Bible, which were written in the Armenian and Hebrew language. And in the time of King James, they collected all and sorted out. And now the well accepted, the world is accepting the King James edition. And there it is very specific. In the beginning, there was the word. And what was that word? So in the beginning, there was sound. And what sound it was? According to King James Version, it is in the beginning there was word. And what that word was? It is Pranava. Because there is no other explanations there. And from that, as an effect of spoda, the other elements and other manifestations came. But see, in the teachings of, even though Jesus Christ was a great scholar, a man of realization, we cannot see the whole of Vedanta in his teachings. Some bits and bits we can have. Why? Because the disciples were not that much ripe. This is the greatness of the teachers who lived in Bharat. The teachers in Bharat, they were in a position to open up fully because the ground was ripe. There were a multitude to hear the teachings of Vedanta, readily to accept, ready to accept. But such a disciple was not there. This was the case with others also. So there are many, many common features and common aspects in the teachings of acharyas. We can consider Jesus Christ as an acharya, as a rishi. There is no doubt in that. And your next part of your question, that is the modern Big Bang theory. See, from nothingness, nothing will come. Nothing will come from nothingness. So, when they are saying from nothingness, out of a Big Bang, the whole manifestations came, and first thing was that basic particle, and from that, all the manifestations came. Yes, but there must be some basic cause. Without a cause, nothing will come. And what that was? Out of nothing, nothing will come. There is no doubt in that. And there was no nothingness. We cannot accept shunya. So the modern theory makers, they must travel much. Let them inquire more and more. At least they have reached up to this level, up to the level of a so-called divine particle or a basic particle. Let them inquire more and more. Then they will have to accept the existence absolute, which was there and which is there and which will be there. So the position of the modern explanation or a modern theory, but theory, these are all propositions. They're calling it by name theory. All these are stages of human inquiry, and science is developing. Let it develop more and more. Science is never developed. If science is developed, it will be the end of the science because there will be no inquiry further. So it is developing. Let it develop. So don't consider the propositions as conclusions. All these are steps to travel to more and more heights. I am accepting this as mere propositions, and some basis to go further. And if we are ready to go to the teachings of Veda, much benefit we will have, because there are so many resources, so many resources. Let there be a hearty shaking of hands between the Vedic scholar and the physicist. If it happens, the world will benefit from that. So, happy union of, happy sitting together of, happy exchange of thoughts between Vedic scholar and modern physicist. This idea was given to the world by our APJ Abdul Kalam. In one of his speech, he said, modern physicists will benefit much from the study of Vedanta Prakarana like Viveka Chudamani. This was the sentence he uttered. If the world is paying attention, is heeding, it will benefit much. Namaste. Namaste.
Namaste, Swamiji. Next question is from Ajay. Ajay, you may unmute and ask the question. Yes.
Namaste, Swamiji.
Namaste.
My question is that, is there any relationship between Advaita Vedanta and Islam?
See, Advaita is the realization of the ultimate reality, realization of the oneness. When we are observing the universe and analyzing from the mundane plane, we are seeing all sorts of differences, all sorts of differences. Jiva is there, Ishvara is there, and the world around us. So the universe, the controller of the universe, Ishvara, and the Jiva, who is thinking all this and observing this. And when they comes to realize the absolute reality, it is taking us to the ultimate reality. And the Advaita is the realization of the oneness. There were dualities, and there are dualities in the world, but all these are in the ephemeral plane, not in the absolute level. What is there in the absolute? It is oneness, non-dual existence. This is the Advaita. And many acharyas, through their quest, their inner inquiries, reached to this sublime height. Ways will be different. But when they reach this goal, that is the realization of oneness, there is no religious differences, there is no any difference of the world. Now we are coming to your question. So, many saints, many scholars, many great men, men invariably means women also, reached this realization, had this realization. And among them, so many Sufis were there. So many Sufis. So they started with Quran. In Quran, what we are seeing, the Smriti aspects are there mainly uh, 70 or 75 or 80 Quranic words or sentences are Smriti aspects. And of course, aspect also. And there are some insights, some declarations, quotations, which we will reach to the highest. In the same way, from Bible, one can start the teachings of Bible. Take it, path. But you will have to transcend the Smriti aspects first, and then the textual, the teachings. That is, you have to transcend the Quran. You have to transcend the Bible. You have to transcend Idihasas and Puranas. And you have to reach to the Upanishadic concept. Then there is only one. And starting from Islamic views, many saints reached the absolute. There is no doubt in that. That is the way of Sufis. But you must remember, when we are saying this, at that stage, they are transcending the literal aspects of Quran. This is the correct answer. This is the real answer. But there is another aspect we have to discuss, which is being spread in this world, having no meaning at all. What is that? Many are saying Advaita Vedanta borrowed the concept of Advaita from Islam. Only fools will say that, because they are thinking the theory of a single God, monotheism, that is Vedanta, Advaita. Advaita has nothing to do with theism. Advaita is not connected with the concept of Deva. It has nothing to do with theology. All these are the aspects of Purana. It is not at all connected with Advaita. But many are thinking so. So the belief in one God, monotheism, that is Vedanta. And this monotheism was or is the basic principle of Islam. And therefore, Bhagavan Bhashyakara Shankaracharya, he constructed the theory of Advaita borrowing from Islam. There is no absurdity more than this. Because Bhagavan Bhashyakara Shankaracharya is not the maker of Advaita theory. Advaita is the very heart of Upanishad. And we cannot say this is the time of the origin of Upanishads. No, we cannot say. It was there. It is the essence of Vedas. But such a foolish proposition was made by many famous people, and such a discussion came. Advaita is a theory formulated by Shankaracharya. That is the first foolish thing. Shankaracharya didn't formulate Advaita theory. Advaita was there even before Shankaracharya. It is there, it was there in the Upanishads. Shankaracharya only explained logically, with the help of logic, quoting from Shrutis, he explained what Advaita is. He was a teacher of Advaita, not the formulator. But whichever be the starting point, let it be Islam, let it be Christianity, whatever be it, starting point, if you are inquiring what the reality is, you will reach to the absolute existence. And that is Advaita. This is the answer. If anything is required, you can ask as some missing things. If you feel, you can ask without any hesitation. Because there are many things we have to add. Namaste.
Namaste.
Is it clear? Is it clear?
Yes, Swamiji. Yes.
Yeah. Namaste. Namaste.
Namaste. Next question from Babuji. Babuji, you can unmute and ask.
Namaste, Swamiji.
Namaste. Namaste.
Swamiji, a few weeks back when we had discussed, you had mentioned the importance of a guru for a sadhak. Now, I just want to get a perspective from you. When a sadhak approaches a guru, now, how does the guru actually gauge and realize whether he is prepared for the knowledge, whether he's become an adhikari or not? And because there are even some people follow gurus who have left the bodies, be it Rana Maharshi or a Chinmayanandaji or a Paramahansa Yogananda. So is it, are such people at a disadvantage that, they don't have a, living guru to guide them? So just wanted to get your perspective on that.
We are human beings, and as human beings, we must have guru. Not for a seeker of the ultimate truth, but in all walks of our life. With the help of a guru, we started walking. With the help of a guru, we started running. Everything. Because we are human beings. If we are putting an ant in a pond, it will swim. An elephant, it will swim. But if you are putting a boy or girl, he or she will drown to death. There must be a guru. We must learn under a guru. If it is so in the most physical things, what to speak about sublime or subtle? The journey is that much difficult. Kshurasya dhara nishita duratyaya. Kshurasya dhara nishita duratyaya durgam pathastat kavayo vadanti. The path of realization is just like walking through the razor edge of a knife. How sharp it is. How you can walk. It's very, very difficult, dangerous. It is the spiritual path. I am using a word which is not at all correct, spiritual. But for lack of another apt word, I am using that. Because Adhyatmikata has nothing to do with the spirit. So, in that journey, we must have the teaching of a guru, the light shown by a guru, the guidance of a guru. There's no doubt in that. Without a guru, we cannot undertake a subtle journey. There is no doubt in that. Then comes the question how a guru will gauge or understand the ripeness or the quality of a shishya. Guru will know that. He is a guru or she is a guru who knows that. A mother, she knows the needs of the child. How? We cannot explain. It is quite natural. That is the nature of the mother. She is called a mother. She is a mother. In the same way, he is a guru who can understand a shishya or the needs of an inquirer. And he will guide. What are the negative aspects there? He will treat them. And that treatment will never be that much sweet as we are imagining from outside. It will be bitter. But one who can undergo that bitter treatment, he will reach that sweetest experience in life. So how he is knowing that, how he is measuring that? A guru is not somebody who has fallen from sky. A guru is not somebody who has fallen from sky. He had all these things in his life. He also underwent. He also underwent. So he knew that realization, that knowledge is there within him. And there is a union of brain and heart within a guru. There is the union of heart and brain. So he knew. How, we cannot say. He knew. There is no doubt in that. The problem is a disciple, as far as when we are considering Adhyatmikata, that is, who is in quest of the absolute reality, he must be a Shishya. He must be a Shishya. Then he will get a Guru. If the Shishya is ripe within, then and then only he will get a real Guru. And that Guru, he knows. There's no doubt in that. This is the answer for the first part of your question. And what was the second part? You were mentioning the names of so many great acharyas like Ramana Maharshi, Chinmayananda ji and all. What was that question?
My question was whether some people accept people like Chinmayananda ji or Ramana Maharshi as their gurus. So are such people at a disadvantage that there is no living guru that they follow as opposed to having a living guru?
Yeah. See, those who came with that samskara, that much samskara within, which he has collected or accrued in his past lives. And in this life, only some directions are enough. For him, only some suggestions will suffice. Only some suggestions, some words, some hints that will help him. That is sufficient for him. That is enough for him. And one who has done the Shravana aspect and who came into this life with that wealth of Shravana, for him, some directions how to conduct manana and how to dive deep into nididhyasana, such teachings, of course, we will get from the books of great acharyas. From the teachings of great acharyas, even though they are not personally present, their books, their teachings, that will guide in this aspect. Not Sravana, but in Manana and the next part, that is Nididhyasana. So for many people, it is enough reading books or finding Guru in some icons, some great teachers of the world. That is enough. But for the general public, when we speak to the world, we cannot advocate that. When we are speaking to the world, we must say that we must have Guru, and that Guru must be personal Guru, because we must have personal guidance. Because we are not, even though we are machines, we are not programmed machines. So many things we have to add, so many practical difficulties will come, and one after another crisis will come. So personal guidance we always need. That is the answer.
Okay, thank you, Swamiji.
Namaste, namaste.
Next question, Kamalaji, you can ask.
Namaste, Swamiji.
Namaste.
The Bhagavad Gita 7th chapter, Jnana Vijnana Yoga, and the 9th chapter, is it a complementary chapter, or one is the 9th is the same thing, which is more in detail
See,
explained?
there are many things in common. Of course, the explanation of the 7th chapter we can see in the 13th chapter, 14th chapter, and the 15th chapter. So also many aspects of 7th chapter is repeated and explained in the 9th chapter. But we cannot say it is just a complement of or addition of or explanation of 7th chapter, 9th chapter. No, because 9th chapter is the middle part of Bhagavad Gita. And it is giving the essence of the Gita teaching. And Bhagavan himself named that chapter. Who gave different names to different chapters of Bhagavad Gita, we do not know. Arjuna Vishada Yoga, Sankhya Yoga, Karma Yoga. Such names were given. We do not know who gave such names. But name for the 9th chapter is given by Bhagavan himself. Raja Vidya, Raja Guhyam, Pavitramidam Uttamam, Pratyakshaavagamam Dharmyam, Susugham Gartumam. So that is the Raja Vidya, Raja Guhya Adhyaya. So there we can see the essence of Vedanta in that. And all the teachings which we can have from 3rd, 4th, 5th, like chapters, such chapters, we can get from 9th chapter also, even though not in detail. And of course, 7th chapter, especially that para, apara, prakriti bheda and all. In the 9th chapter, all these aspects are given a final touch. And directly from that, through Vibhudi, Bhagavan is taking us to the Vishwarupa. So, in the 9th chapter, we are seeing Bhagavan is giving some final touch to the disciple. He's making the disciple ripe enough to have the Vishwarupa Darshana. That is the greatness of the 9th chapter. Yes, we cannot say it is just a complement of or just explanation of 7th. But we can say the whole teachings which started from the 2nd chapter up to 8th chapter, we can see those teachings in the 9th chapter. Yeah. Namaste. Now it is time is nearing.
Yep.
We can conclude. Rajuji.
Yeah, so we can conclude, Swami.
Namaste.
Yes.
Om Sarve Bhavantu Sukhinah Sarve Santu Niramayah Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu Ma Kaschid Dukkha Bhag Bhavet. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Oh.